Hi, welcome back to my kitchen. It's the How-To Homemaker here. Now, I've mentioned a couple times in passing on my previous videos that I eat ketogenically, like I'm on the keto diet. I've talked to my doctor about it. He said it was alright, so I decided to go ahead with it, and I feel pretty good. I feel healthier. I notice that I'm sleeping a lot better. I digest my food a lot better. I'm losing weight, so I am going to stick with it. What that looks like is that I eat 20 grams of carbs or less a day. I don't eat fruits anymore, and there's only certain vegetables that I eat. Kind of sucks, but you do get a lot more bacon and cheese, so it's not that bad of a trade-off. But what I really miss, chocolate chip cookies. That is my favorite snack ever, and I just got sick of not having any, so I scoured the internet. I tried finding recipes. None of them really sounded like they would taste really good in the end, so I didn't really know what to do until I came across an article that said just take any old chocolate chip cookie recipe, replace the ingredients with keto ingredients. Like, I don't know why I didn't think of that. So I will talk about what those ingredients are in the video, but I do gotta say, even if what you have in your cupboard right now is non-keto ingredients, maybe check it out and see what you have, because these cookies are delicious. They are husband approved. They are anyone I've ever met approved and given them to. Not met, I guess, but anyone I've ever given one of these cookies to, they are very much approved. So see what you have in your cupboard. I have the recipe right here. Here's the ingredient list if you want to just have it and then pause and see if you got that in your cupboard. But I will have this on the counter just so you can print it out if you do end up liking the cookies. So let's just get to it. These are really good, and I want to eat one, so yeah. Okay, so I just did a couple things off camera to just speed up the process, and you guys don't have to listen to me clang around in my kitchen here. Step one, you mix all your dry goods, which is flour, salt, and baking soda. Step two, you mix all your wet goods, including the paper. But that's okay. That is butter, sweetener, eggs, and vanilla all mixed up. You mix those two together. You mix in the chocolate chips, which is step three. And then you put them on the baking sheet. Put 10 on each sheet because this recipe should make roughly 20. I like to make 20 anyways because then I can eat more. So let's just do that here. I'll keep that there. I don't want to get this recipe dirty here. We'll go like that. I'll hold it up during the sped up portion so you guys can copy that all down. Put that into there. Just going to grab a silicone spoon because it's easier to get that butter and stuff out. It's not 100% softened, but mostly. There we go. Make sure you washed your hands before you do all of this mixing or any sort of work in the kitchen ever. Okay, there's that. Ooh. Now we will mix all of that in together into one wet mixture here. Make sure that there's no more almond flour that's dry. Get all of it wet before you add the chocolate chips. You can see there's still a little bit dry in the bottom there. So you just keep stirring. Get every surface starting to look a lot better. And, oh, I'll get rid of one here. Now we add the chocolate chips. The exciting part about this, you do get a decent amount of chocolate chips. Put those in the sink to wash. Yeah, then you just mix it in so it looks like it's roughly the same amount of chocolate chips everywhere. And then you put them on your baking sheet. And like I said, try and split this in half to make into 10, and then you'll know roughly what you've got left over. Just kind of basic baking stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, just sort of splitting the bowl. And then I know only to use, that's roughly, hey? So only to use one side and make 10 cookies out of that, other side, next 10 cookies. So let's do that. This isn't really my forte, so if you guys have a good way to make sure that every cookie that you make is the same size, please let me know. When I was growing up, my mom was always the baker, so I bake a few things like you have probably already seen. But I usually end up getting all of the cookies onto there and then pulling some off of some, and yeah, which is what it looks like it's going to end up being. Those first two are kind of big. But I've still got enough to make probably, let's see here, 7 more, maybe 8 more, or 8 total, I should say. No, just 7. So I do like to try and make 20, like I said, but if you can only make 19, that is totally cool. Or maybe this will be 16. Yeah, 8 plus 8 is 16. Or maybe there'll be more in the next half, who knows. That's what we got right now. These will go in the oven. Just like that. Maybe I'll just add one more just in case there's more. Because there's usually at least 18. It's never 16. So yeah, now I'm going to toss these in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. And I'm going to speed up the video, put the next batch of cookies on here, and we'll see you soon when they're done. Step 7, enjoy. They are pretty good though. Now I just want to have a quick discussion before we go about the ingredients that you need to change at home if you're going to use your own recipe but make it keto friendly. If anything says flour, switch it over to almond flour. Now if you live in a place where almonds are cheaper than almond flour and you have a food processor, just grind some almonds up because that's all it is. The other thing you have to replace is chocolate chips. You replace them with 70% cocoa or higher. The higher the better, but it's kind of hard to find 70% cocoa chocolate chips. I notice they're getting more popular in grocery stores nowadays, but if you live in a place where they aren't, then just do your best. The other thing you have to replace is anything that says sugar, replace it with sweetener. There is keto-friendly sweetener. Look it up. It's really good information and important for you to know because if you use the bad sweetener, it can throw you out of ketosis. The other thing I wanted to mention is the vanilla. I bought my vanilla on Amazon because it's alcohol-free vanilla. Alcohol has carbs in it, sad to say, so that's something that you can't use if you have the, well, and I mean people do dirty keto and still lose weight, but that's just, I'm trying to tell you the proper way to do it that I know of. These are the things that you got to do. So with that being said, everybody makes mistakes in life. What matters is what you do about it, and go eat some cookies. Bye, everybody.